Hey guys, Ben with Dissent Off-Road. We wanted to show you this brand new 2025 LandCruiser 250 we just finished up for a customer. So we'll go ahead and walk around. We'll start in the front here. This one has our new-ish LandCruiser 250 front bumper. This is a modular bumper. We've got our rigid 30-inch light bar, a come-up solo winch inside there, and then of course our Agency 6 winch shackle. This particular customer wanted something that he could, that was very capable off-road, doesn't do a lot of crazy off-roading, but I believe he's an avid fisherman and wants to be able to get to those remote locations. So we set him up with a Icon Stage 10. He wanted it to ride very good. We've got all their billet goods underneath. This is their CD EV system. I'll pop the hood, kind of show you what we got going under there. So we're sitting at about 2 inches of lift currently. We still have a slight rake in the rear, so he's got some capacity to load his gear in the back without squatting. So one thing I'll point out on these, basically the 4Runner, the LandCruiser, all these new hybrid vehicles, there is not a lot of space under here. So just about every aftermarket accessory, whether it's your Switch Pro, your S-Pods, companies making brackets for things, they are going to use this space. So what we've found is it's kind of whoever gets there first wins with what they mount there. So that's no exception. The Icon CD EV mounts right here in this location. However, our Switch Pro wiring, our Switch Pro kit mounts in this location as well. Then we've got our winch kit. So we've moved this to the fuse box lid. Typically, I am not a huge fan of this. I would never mount directly, just screw it to that lid. So we made this nice plate, countersink bolts. This siphons it up, gives you a nice solid surface. But again, we did this on their GX 550 as well. So as you can see, it gives you access to your fuse box here. We've got our wires ran in a way where you can loop this up, get in here, change your fuses. Again, here's our terminal block. This is for our Switch Pro, which we've got installed inside. He does not have a ton of lights on here right now, literally just in the front, but he wanted the ability to easily add some lights to the roof rack in the future. This is our production winch wiring kit. So basically this comes with all the cable, everything to run all the way back to the main battery in the back. Gives us some nice terminal blocks here to attach our accessories to. We've also got a nice cover. This will allow you also to hook up a portable air compressor. We've got a Moreflate compressor set up for him in the back with their 4-hose kit. So now you can hook your lugs right up to this. You don't have to pull your panel, get to that back battery. So pretty cool setup there. So we showed you under the hood. Last few things I want to point out on the front. Again, sometimes we look over this, but with all of our bumpers, we've got these cutouts, we got additional airflow. We've got big cutouts around the winch to, again, give us airflow into that radiator intercooler. We've got louvers under here. We do have a skid plate that ties in nicely. For now, he's just using the factory steel skid plates that came with this. And then parking sensors, radar, camera gets relocated. We've got the kit for the factory rigid fog lights. So we try to maintain all the OEM features whenever we can, and so far we've been very successful at being able to do that on these new platforms. So let's walk around to the side. So first we'll show you wheels and tires. So this one, again, he's doing a lot of street driving. So we've got a Nitto Recon Grappler in a 285/75 R18. Super good, aggressive all-terrain tire. We're running the Icon. Again, you'll see these wheels on most of these new platforms. That's just because they work. They look good, they work good, they got the right offset. This is a 18/9 with a +40 offset in the charcoal color, which actually came out pretty good on the trail dust color. We weren't quite sure how that would look, but I think it came out nicely. Again, for fitting these tires, super simple. Not much needs to be done. Actually, under here you can see we've got the CD EV. So we've lowered, I believe this comes set for like a 3-inch lift. We like to actually lower that down a little bit just to keep the CVs, the tie rod ends at a little flatter angle. So we're sitting at about a 2-inch lift. So we've adjusted our collar here, and then we've set the rear to kind of match and give us a rake. So we're sitting a little lower than these would sit right out of the box, but we found this to be kind of the sweet spot to where it rides, drives good, all your factory features, your lane keep assist works well, but we still have that extra height and clearance here. Tires Tire fitment, super simple. No trimming actually in the front here, other than what we've trimmed to mount our bumper. We've just removed the crush cans, and really that's it. So we got our production step slider. This is a direct bolt-on, bolts directly to the frame, gives you a nice grippy step, easy access to the roof, which we do have our roof rack and our Agency 6 grab handles. But again, these are meant to be a true slider, but also a very good step for getting in and out of the vehicle, getting up to your roof rack. So yeah, modular roof rack. There's not really much on this right now. This customer did want the rack, but he's not sure of all the accessories he's gonna put on. So he's gonna get out, use it, and kind of figure out what he needs, what he wants to mount up there. So really all we did to our roof rack is bolt on the bronze Agency 6 grab handles. All right, so as we move along to the rear, we will show you, again, we've got the icon, billet lowers, and the panhard. One thing that's a little tricky, actually with any remote resis, and this is gonna be the case with just about any bumper per se, but I've seen some companies put the shock reservoir right here. Problem is that only fits with a more aggressive offset. That will not fit with this flush fitment. On the CD EV, on the icon, basically they mount them where our bumper mounts. So now that our bumper's mounted there, we don't have a lot of space to mount that reservoir. So we did have to get a little creative. We made a, actually this is the bracket that came with it. We had to drill a hole here, mount this. This is really the only place we could find to fit that reservoir with the bumper where the tire would not rub it. And on the other side, actually before we show you the rear bumper, we'll just show you that. It's a little bit different. We got the factory panhard bar bracket on the frame, so we can't put it here. So we've actually tucked it up underneath the inner fender liner. There's a lot of space up under here because of the fuel filler. So it's hidden, it's completely tucked up there. With the CD EV, luckily we do not need to get to that to adjust anything. It's done via the app, so I think that'll work pretty well. So moving on to the rear bumper, we have our production dual swing out rear. I do want to point, a lot of people that buy our products know that we're very well known for our quality and our welds, our fitment. This is no exception. You can see just these beautiful welds all the way throughout this bumper. The fitment, the body gaps, we actually have them. This is intended to be there. If we got any closer, you would have contact issues there. And then as you go underneath, we've showed you this bumper before. So we've got our blind spot monitors get relocated. We include all this with the bumper, parking sensors. The rear of this chassis hangs down pretty low. So we've actually brought the bumper up and our frame brackets here. So this is actually the rear chassis that hangs a little bit below the bumper, but this gives it a nice slim look, gives you more clearance. We've integrated our recovery points, which do have the taper for a soft shackle right into that frame mount. So it is directly frame bolted, a very solid recovery point. We've got our combo light here with the smoked out, optional smoked out cover. One thing I want to note too is this customer brought it all the way from Utah for us to do the work, which is pretty cool to see. We get trucks coming literally from all over the world now, but all over the country. Pretty flattering to have those customers trust us, want us to do their build, and willing to travel for us to do it. We'll open up the swing arm. So slam style, easy latch system there, table. We do have our high lift mount here. He does not currently have a high lift. We just went with the tire carrier. He doesn't know if he needs the other side yet, but the nice thing about our bumpers being modular is you can start here and you can add whatever accessory to this bumper in the future. So if you decide you want to add the ladder, you decide you want to add the overland panels, whatever it is, you can buy that. You can literally bolt it right on. All the provisions are there in the bumper. Obviously we maintain the factory tow hitch, so no need to change that on this one. Our camera gets relocated here, so we got good visibility. We did not do anything in the back, anything inside yet, other than put the compressor and the hose kit in here for him to be able to air up his tires. Again, he's gonna get out, he's gonna use it, and then we may end up seeing it back here for a stage 2 once he really gets a feel for what he needs, if he needs any additional accessories. One thing also to note is there's different trim levels, but this one is the LandCruiser trim, and I think one of the premium packages, so it does have all the tech, and they actually do put some lights in the hatch, which even my LX700 does not have. But luckily we got companies like Kingpin that make some awesome lights, so normally we'll put some Kingpin lights in there. All right, I think that about wraps it up on this one. I don't think we forgot anything. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're stoked to hand the keys off to the customer later today, or I think tomorrow morning, and see some of his adventures. So appreciate you guys following along.